Welcome to this Saturday travel and history tip, and we are continuing on the trails through the wonderful state of Wyoming. The Mormon Pioneer National Historic Trail split from the main route of the Oregon Trail west of South Pass and continued south to Fort Bridger. Leaving Omaha, Nebraska early in 1847, the Mormon Church's spiritual leader, Brigham Young, led a 148-member pioneer company west. They traveled along the north side of the Platte River, paralleling the Oregon Trail on the south side of the North Platte River. Other overlanders scorned them, so the Mormons did their best to take a slightly different path, or at least keep a reasonable distance. The ingenious Mormons constructed ferries at several of the river crossings, charging a toll to use their bridge, barge, or manpower. At these strategic and/or dangerous places, religious differences were put aside for the safety of humanity. The Bureau of Land Management manages the federal land containing Devil's Gate and Martin's Cove, situated 6 miles west of Independence Rock. Every immigrant, fur trapper, miner, soldier, pony express rider, and freighter passed through Rattlesnake Pass between the rock and the cove. Public access to the BLM land crosses Church of Jesus Christ of the Latter-day Saints' land, where the Mormon Church operates a visitor center. They lease land from the BLM to protect and report on the historic events surrounding the deadly winter of 1856 and the Edward Martin Handcart Company. As you pass through the decorative gate leading to the Mormon Handcart Historic Site, with Devil's Gate in the background, pull a family member to the 1997 Vail Bridge, which crosses the Sweetwater River in one of the handsomely constructed wooden handcarts made available free to guests to experience a small portion of the Emigrant Trail. Where the Mormons did not use the Conestogas or the big wagons, they carried their goods in these handcarts, and everyone walked. I had a great time riding in the handcart as Steve pulled me to Vail Bridge while pulling the semi-heavy load. Not me, of course. Imagine pulling the handcart 1,300 miles across the country. Foot trails from the bridge lead to Devil's Gate and Martin's Cove. We parked the handcart and hiked the 1-mile round trip to Devil's Gate. Lejeunesse Fort Seminole has been recreated from extensive research. Charles Lajeunesse constructed the 9-building trading post in 1852, placing it strategically between Fort Laramie and Fort Bridger. All 3 immigrant trails shared a single set of wagon tracks just 25 feet from the fort's front door. Lejeunesse abandoned the fort the year before the tragic Mormon event. The tragedy of 1856 was the greatest loss of life from any single event during the entire westward expansion. 5 companies of Mormon handcart immigrants journeyed from Iowa City, Iowa to Salt Lake City, Utah. 4 groups totaling around 1,400 people departed late because they were delayed in leaving England. 600 British immigrants led by Captain Edward Martin comprised the 5th company. They arrived at Fort Laramie October 8th. It would have been best to have been there in early July. And this is one of the things that is important about Independence Rock. It was always a good idea for immigrants to be able to be at Independence Rock by July 4th. Otherwise, you might encounter inclement weather, as did this 5th company. At Glen Rock, the group decided to discard what they thought to be non-essential items to lighten their loads. This proved a fatal error. When the 4th, Willie Company, and 5th Company did not arrive in Salt Lake City when expected, a rescue company left in search of them. By the time Martin's company reached Red Buttes, Bessemer Bend, many of them were suffering from exhaustion, hunger, sickness, and shortage of clothing and equipment. On October 21, the rescuers found the 4th Company. The strongest rescuers continued on to find the 5th Company, stopping first at Devil's Gate. From there, a team continued eastward, finding Martin's company detrimentally affected from the unforeseen frigid weather at Red Buttes. Once clothing and food were dispersed, the people all advanced to Devil's Gate and then to what is now known as Martin's Cove, 2 miles to the west. Martin's company lost 25% of the group. Approximately 140 people died because of the unexpected deadly blizzard. The survivors left there on November 9th, finally reaching Salt Lake City on November 30th. The stop at Devil's Gate and the Mormon Handcart Historic Site and Visitor Center are part of the stops that are represented on the National Historic Trails Auto Tour Route Interpretive Guide. And that is how we knew about it, and I'm grateful for this guide that led us to this fantastic historic place. As you'll find with most BLM and Mormon facilities, the information and the properties are in immaculate condition. A handout about Martin's Cove and and the Edward Martin Handcard Company are available at the site. And of course, the trail map to Martin's Cove and Devil's Gate Trail. This is all a part of American history. Learn it, love it, appreciate it. Don't let them steal our history. Share our American history. And I will tell you at some point in time about a famous individual that was in this tragic event at Martin's Cove. Next Saturday, we'll be exploring legendary South Pass. Hope you watch the Saturday Travel and History Tips and catch up on all the stops in Wyoming. If you appreciate our content, tell others and repost on your social platforms. Thank you.